Whoa, dude. That stuff matters. Welcome to Adventure in Art. My name is Ben Staley, your resident talking head. This is just a short little video to show you some of the new gear that I've been using lately. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into this. Whoosh, whoosh. This is the TTArtisan 75mm f2. Look how small this thing is. I have reviewed a few lenses for TTArtisan, or I've tried them out, or I've tested them, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not, spoiler alert, I'm not really one of those technical reviewers. What I do is take stuff and go out and use it and tell you if I like it or not. I guess that's a review, but I don't get too technical. I'm not shooting charts and things. I'm shooting real stuff in the real world, and I'm just telling you if I like it. They reached out and asked if I wanted to try the L-mount version of this lens. I think it comes in a couple other mounts. Look on B&H. You can find it. It comes in probably all the mounts. I think there's a Nikon mount and there's probably like a Sony E mount. Most lenses come in a Sony mount these days. But what I like about this thing is it's relatively long lens, 75mm. I'm shooting portraits at 85 most of the time, and pretty fast. f2, really, really small. And it's like, is that metal? I think it's metal. It's focused by wire, duh. It's actually got an aperture ring. Bing, 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 bing. I thought, shoot, maybe this could be like a really light travel portrait option, or just a walk around long lens. And I love walking around with a longer focal length. A lot of people will shoot 35 or even a 50. Sometimes I may make a video about this in the future, but like I went to Spain and Portugal one time for like 2 months. All I took was an 85mm lens, like this guy, 85mm for my walk around travel lens. So I have historically liked walking around with longer lenses, and that's how I use this. Here's a few shots that I took on some of my morning walks. I've been using this thing mostly on the S9. Let me get this back on here. Boom, on the S9. And look, it's just like a really small, light little package, and I love it. Full frame. This lens is, I think retail price is like $200, $199. B&H had it for like $179, although I think they're sold out, but just stay on that. Less than $200 for this darn thing. And here you have a full frame camera, this little Lumix S9, about $1,500. So for like $1,700, maybe a little less, you've got a full frame, I think pretty serious portrait option. Look, you guys, and look how small it is. Like you could actually put this in a freaking jacket pocket. I don't know, that excites me. That excites me. That's why I'm making this video. That's why I'm talking about it. Is it the most expensive, like high profile stuff? No. Is it good enough for about anything you want to do? I think so. Went for a hike with Danny. Look at the separation on this deep background. Here's a shot I took of Danny while we were hiking. And then I went over to, like once a month, there's this meeting of all these classic car enthusiasts, owners, whatever, and they meet at this bagel shop and they just show off their cars on a Saturday morning. So I went over there, walked around with this exact combo and took some shots. Check these out. I was gonna show you all this stuff just in the black and white JPEGs that I took out of camera, but then I was just like, the colors are so good. I guess I better edit these and show them. Let me tell you a couple specs real quick and then we'll move on. Let's see, 62mm front filter. It only weighs 11.6 ounces. So versus almost 1.5 pounds for this guy, which is the 85 1.4. Yes, it's a little faster. Yes, it's longer. Have better build quality, but if you compare this little 75, it's like so much smaller and so much lighter. Look, that stuff matters. 75mm, f2 to f16. It is full frame, angle of view 32 degrees, whatever. 9 aperture blades, autofocus. There's no IS. Yeah, 11.6 ounces. I think it's a cool option. Check it out if you want a budget portrait lens or even a walk around lens. Super light, super small, moving on. Bing! This is from Freewell. What is this? This is a Pro card reader. Check this out, little buttons. So what this is your actual reader. There's a USB cable here, USB-C. Let me pull it out of there. It's tucked away. Here's the cable. Bing! Plug this into your computer, download your images. Look, you can actually store cards inside of here. I've got 2 SDs. There's actually space for another SD. Got a CF Type B. I use those in my GH cameras a lot and a lot of other stuff. So you can store the cards right inside here, and then you can just pull them right out. Boom. Plug them in here. Boom. It's like 10 megabits per second. Am I saying that right? It's a fast reader, I'll tell you that, but let me actually read the specs. Oh yeah, 10 gigabytes per second. Anyways, it's got slots for CF Express Type A, Type B, SD cards, and little micro SDs. And there's a whole bunch of slots here where you can store your micro SDs. Look, this thing is awesome. And if you just want to pack light, bring a few cards, got your reader, just so if you need to download stuff to a hard drive, it's all one little package. I really like this. I've been using it nonstop for over a month. Slide this right in here. This is great for someone like me that just travels a lot and is on the go and just needs like simple solutions where you don't have, you know, a million different little items to do the same thing. Boom, and everything's protected inside this little metal dealio. How much is this? Oh, yeah, it's like a $99.99, $100. I'll put a link to all this stuff down in the description. I don't think they're affiliate links. Look, I don't ever really do that. That's not why I have this channel. I don't care about that stuff, but there's a link if you want to buy it. You probably find this on B&H or Amazon or other places too, but there's a link down below. Pretty cool. Freewell's making some really cool stuff. They send me kind of a lot of their new stuff and I try it out, and I'm always continually just impressed with what they're doing, kind of simple little solutions that are maybe on the more budget side, but the quality is very, very high. I like this. Okay, check this out. Boom! These are some leather straps from Wattencraft. I just kind of decided to talk about these here right at the end, just when I was getting set up. But I've got a little wrist strap. I've been using this kind of non-stop. It goes right on the S9, or I use it on some of the other cameras. But when I'm walking around anymore, I'm pretty much just like wrist strapping it. Boom, right through here. Boom, boom, boom. Love this. Love the Peak design. Little easy on, easy off, or I can do that, or I can just put the whole big strap on if I want to do that and I want to sling it over the shoulder. Boom, boom. Look at that. Pretty cool. Whoosh. With this, I kind of like just having it hanging here. It's kind of nice. Should I do that again? This is kind of fun. Anyways, you guys want to know what's really cool about this? Wattencraft put on here, where's it at? Here it is. There's a link to where you can find these on their website. Oh, I got an itch on my nose. They will stamp in initials on the thing for you. So I have on the strap for you. So I have, can you see this? Look at this. It says A&A for Adventure and Art. Pretty cool. And it's also on the wrist strap. I think that's pretty dope. I got my own branded little strap here. So, you know, you can put your own initials on though, or you could just be cool and order one up and have A&A put on it. That'd be pretty dope. If you do that, send me a picture. I think that'd be rad. Okay, last thing. Hello? This is a Coalax Lancer 300. Yeah, look at this thing. This is a camera backpack. Got a little pocket up there, big old open area in the back. You can get in through here. I have put so much stuff in this guy. I've carried like 3 cameras. Excuse me. I've carried like 3 cameras. Look what I have in here now. Here's where we get in. I've got my light in here, my Nanlite FC 120C. Yeah, because it's RGB. Yeah, I just talked about this in another video, and you're gonna see this whole setup in a bunch of future videos. Or maybe you already saw it. I don't know. I don't know what order this stuff's going up. I've been using the heck out of this thing, and I really dig it because I can put all my cameras in here, video cameras, still cameras, film cameras, and then check this out. This crazy looking thing in the front is a power station, 300 watt hour. I can just plug lights right into here. I turn it on, boom. I have a portable power station. I can take my LED powered lights out, use them freaking anywhere, which is what I've been doing. And it's so cool. Honestly, it's so cool. And this thing lasts a while, 300 watt hours. I haven't never run it empty, but honestly, I've shot for 25, 30 minutes and not even use half the battery. So that just tells me that it's pretty good. There's like an exoskeleton. There's all these attachments. There's like some selfie sticks you can attach and put a little camera to look at you. I mean, that's cool, but that's just not something I would do. I mean, but it's cool. It comes with a solar panel. So like if you're camping or you're out in the wilderness, you can actually recharge this thing with the sun. That's super dope. Like, but what I see is like, this is just like an awesome little unit to store my light in and bring it with me, whether I'm going to a studio, I can set up a remote studio anywhere. I've got my lights in here, I've got my cameras, and I've got my power, and it's all just like in one little unit. I really like this. Check this out. Check that out. It's got a light on the side. Woo! Whoa, dude. Look, that's handy if you're out shooting at night and then, you know, you got to pack up and you need a light. That actually happens to me a lot. And like, you got to put the lights away, but then it's dark and, well, I carry a headlamp, but this is it's just functional and super cool. Whoa, and then it's like if you need rescued. Anyways, Coalax Lancer 300. There is a link to where you can buy this, and you will get, let me tell you. Okay, if you use the code that's down there, you will get 10% off this thing if you're interested in it. 10% ain't nothing. I think these are around $600. So like, look, that's basically pays for tax and stuff, and you basically get that off. So I don't know. I was skeptical about this thing. I was really curious to try it out, but I like it, and I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna use it a lot. It's getting use. So. Okay, that's it. Quick gear video. Let me know if I didn't cover something, or if you think I'm full of crap, or you have any questions or comments or complaints or whatever. Leave me a comment. I like the comments. You guys leave pretty good comments. Typically they're overwhelmingly positive. And we'll be back really soon with actually some more portrait shoots. Whole bunch of portrait shoots in the queue. So I hope you subscribe, and I hope you stick around, and I hope I see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Get out there and make something!